Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to continue my collection called Anna. Last time I did the earrings, but I think these beads were quite dark to work on. I'm sorry if you guys were confused. So I decided, well, not decided, I'm doing the ring tutorial today, but I thought initially, I would skip that part and just show you how to do the band. But since I rewatched the video and if you don't know CRAW, it might be difficult to understand. So I'm gonna do the whole thing again in this with the ring. It's gonna be a bit different because here, when you finish the form, here you don't embellish it first. First you add the band and then embellish it, otherwise you won't be able to add the band. So it's gonna be a bit different, and this time I'm gonna work with the beads that you can actually see. So I'm gonna use turquoise, like this is the color that I think I should be using most for tutorials because you can really see what's going on. And then for the, here I used pastel blue, pastel turquoise. I think today I'm gonna use pastel dark brown. I really love this color. And I'm gonna be using same 50 nose to embellish it. And then you'll need Nymo size D. I'm gonna be using gray today. Might need another spool as well. Scissors to cut the thread, beading needle size 10, and a pick to start off. Now this is optional, this is how I start my CRAW, you can use your own way. So get the materials ready, thread your needle with about 2 yards, that should be plenty, and then we'll get to work. So I have my materials ready, I thread my needle with 2 yards, I have my pick. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna start with one corner, we're gonna create one cubic right angle weave unit. On top of that, we're gonna create the same unit, but we're gonna change one bead to fire polish. That's how you get this form. This is all CRAW. It's just one bead on each side. We change to fire polish. So I have my 4 fire polish and then I have my beads. You'll need approximately 3 grams here, I think. So I'm gonna pick up 4 11 nose. 1 2 3 4. You don't need the 50 nose at this time. That's we're gonna use at the end to embellish it. So I'm gonna take these beads to the bottom. I'm gonna leave a short tail that I can sew in later. That's all you need it for. And then I'm gonna make 2 overhand knots. And then I'm gonna go ahead and set this on the pick. Just make sure it's nice and tight, otherwise it keeps on moving on the pick. And then I'm gonna zoom in a bit. I'm gonna take my needle through the first 11 now. Pick up 3 11 nose. Go through the same bead my thread's coming out of. We are building the first wall of CRAW. Then I'm gonna go through the second bead of the floor, pick up 2 11 nose, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor bead. I'm gonna pick up 2 11 nose, go down the side of the last wall and straight. Wait, I have to go through the third bead of the floor first. Then I pick up 2 11 nose, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor bead. Then I'm gonna go through the last bead of the floor, and if you can, straight up the side of the first wall. If you can't, just pull the thread through this bead and up the side of the first wall. It's just if you do it in one go, it saves you time pulling your thread twice. So I'm gonna pick up one more 11 now. I'm gonna go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor bead and pull the thread. Then I'm gonna go up and connect the ceiling. And now, if you look at it, we have the first CRAW unit. I just love CRAW. I just love how it looks. Really, you know, clean edge and just nice shape overall, and so many things you can do with it. Now here we're gonna do the CRAW, but we changed last bead to fire polish. So I'm gonna pick up 3 11/0s, go through the same bead my thread's coming out of, go through the second bead of the floor, pick up 2 11/0s, go down the side of the last one straight through the floor bead, go through the third bead of the floor, pick up 2 11/0s, go down the side of the last one straight through the floor. Now we go through the last bead of the floor, and here, if you can, straight up the side of the first wall. And here, instead of last 11/0, we're gonna pick up fire polish. Then we're gonna go down the last wall and straight through the floor bead. Now it's gonna look a bit wonky because you're trying to stick a huge bead in between those seed beads, but it's gonna look like that for a while. And then you go up, but don't let it confuse you. It's still CRAW. And now we're gonna connect the ceiling by going through all those top beads. Oops, I think I went through the thread there, but it's all right. And through this bit here. Now we have 2 CRAW units. And then on this here, we're gonna build 2 more CRAW units on top of this, but without adding any fire polish. So I'm gonna pick up 3 11/0s, go through the same bead my thread's coming out of, go through the second bead of the floor, pick up 2 11/0s, go down the side of the last one straight through the floor bead, go through the third bead of the floor, pick up 2 11/0s, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor bead. Then you go through the last bead of the floor, which is our fire polish here. Pull the thread, go up the side of the first wall, pick up 1 11/0, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor bead. See, no changes whatsoever. It's just gonna be a bit wonky, see? But that's how it's supposed to be. Then you're gonna go up the side of the first wall and connect the ceiling. And you have 3 CRAW units. See, nothing. It looks like normal CRAW on this side, but here we have 1 big bead. And now we're gonna do the last CRAW on this side. I'm gonna pick up 3 11/0s, go through the same bead my thread's coming out of, go through the second bead of the floor, pick up 2 11/0s, go down the side of the last one straight through the floor bead. Then you're gonna go through the third bead of the floor, pick up 2 11/0s, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor bead. Then you're gonna go through the last bead of the floor, and if you can, straight up the side of the first wall. Then you're gonna pick up 1 11/0, go down the side of the last one straight through the floor bead. Now I'm gonna go up and connect the ceiling. And at this point I can just remove my pick. Look. And this here, one side. Now we have to make turn. We have to add on this side, and to be able to continue, I want my thread, see this corner bead, going down this bead. So I'm just gonna make my way around. To come out of that bead, going downwards. And that's where I'm supposed to be. So we are making a turn now. I'm gonna pick up 3 11-0s, go through the same bead my thread's coming out of, through the other side. Then I'm gonna go through the second bead of the floor. So see, the side of the last unit we built is going to be the base of the next unit. So we are building downwards. Then I'm gonna go through the second bead of the floor, pick up 2 11-0s, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor bead. Then I'm gonna go through the third bead of the floor, pick up 2 11-0s, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor bead. Then I'm gonna go through the last bead of the floor, go up the side of the first wall, and now we're gonna pick up 1 fire polish. Go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor bead. Then here I'm gonna go up and connect the top beads. Here, pull your thread nice and tight. And now remember when we added this fire polish, on top of that we created 2 right angle with 2 CRAW units without adding anything. So I want you to do the same thing here. Just add on top of this 2 CRAW units and I'm gonna meet you back here. So I added 2 right angle CRAW units on top. So look, we have half of it ready already. So now again, to make a turn on this way, I have to coming downwards this corner bead. So I'm just gonna make my way up there. Gonna go through this bead here, through this bead, go upwards, go through this bead here, and now that's the bead I'm supposed to be coming out of, going downwards. Again, I'm gonna pick up 3 11-0s, go through the same bead my thread's coming out of, go through the second bead of the floor, pick up 2 11-0s, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor bead. Then I'm gonna go through the third bead of the floor, pick up 2 11-0s, go down the side of the last one straight through the floor bead. Then I'm gonna go through the last bead of the floor, go up the side of the first wall, pick up my third fire polish, go down the side of the last one straight through the floor bead. Then I'm gonna go up and connect the ceiling. And just like you did here, add 2 rows on top of this without adding any fire polish. 2 CRAW units. And look what we've got. Almost there. We have to add a last CRAW unit with the fire polish here. Again, we have to come out of this corner bead going downwards. So I'm just gonna make my way up there. If that tail keeps on bothering you, you can just get rid of it. You don't really need that tail, so you can just sew in and get rid of it. So I'm gonna pick up 3 11/0, go to the same bead my thread's coming out of. Here I'm gonna go through the second bead of the floor, pick up 2 11/0, go down the side of the last one straight through the floor bead. Then I'm gonna go up. Well, I'm gonna go through the third bead of the floor, pick up 2 11/0, go down the side of the last one straight through the floor bead. Then I'm gonna go through the last bead of the floor, up the side of the first wall, pick up our last fire polish, go down the side of the last wall straight through the floor bead. Then I'm gonna go up and connect the ceiling. And we are done adding our fire polish. Now all we have to do is just connect this part. And to do that, I want to start with this bottom bead. So that way it's easier to explain. So I'm gonna go downwards to that, well, it's not bottom, it's the side of that fire polish, this bead here. So basically what we're gonna do, all these 4 beads, we have to connect to these 4 beads. So I'm gonna pick up 1 11/0. See, I'm going that way through this bead. I'm gonna go this way through this bead here. And pull my thread. Then I'm gonna pick up 1 11/0. See where my thread's coming out of? I'm gonna go back through the bead I was initially coming out of. And that will connect those 2 beads. See, creating right angle weave unit there at the bottom. And now I'm gonna connect this fire polish to this bead here. So I'm gonna go up the fire polish, pick up 1 11/0, go down this bead here, connect to this bead here, and go up the fire polish again. You want to make sure you pull your thread nice and tight at this stage. So we connected 2 sides, that bottom side and this side. So we connect these 2 beads here and these 2 beads. So I'm gonna go down this bead here, pick up 1 11/0, go through the opposite bead. Then I'm gonna connect to this bead here and back down through that bead and pull the thread nice and tight. And then all we do is just connect these 4 beads at the bottom. And we are done creating the actual form. Gorgeous, isn't it? So from this side you can see it's just a square formed by CRAW. That's all it is. It's just here when you add the fire polish it kind of well, it looks wonky, but it's gonna look better once we embellish it. So now we have to create the band. And for that, let's see where I'm coming out of. Ah, well, that's the tail. That's where I'm coming out of. I'm gonna take my needle here to this bit here. So I'm just gonna make my way up there. Oh well, it doesn't have to be that bead. It has to be one of these two. So it's easier for me to go to this bead here. And now I'm gonna pick up 1 11/0, go through this bead here. We are creating a base where we can add the band. That's what we're doing. And now I'm gonna go around reinforce that place to make sure it's in place nice and tight. Well, I think it's fine here. And now on top of this bead here, we're gonna create our band. I'm gonna pick up 3 11/0s, go through the same bead my thread's coming out of. Then I'm gonna take to the top bead. Once I'm pulling my thread, I'm gonna hold down the beads in place so they don't move around too much. Then I'm gonna take to the top bead here. Then I'm gonna pick up 3 beads, go through the same bead my thread's coming out of, and we have second right angle weave unit. I'm just gonna turn it around and take my thread to the top bead there. Just holding down the beads in place with my fingers. Pick up 3 11/0s, go through the same bead my thread's coming out of, turn it over, and take my bead to the top bead there. And all the way until you have your required length to go around your finger. Now I'm gonna make it for my middle finger, and what I wanna do, I'm gonna keep on adding right angle weave units until it overlaps this side. So once I reach my required length, I'm gonna show you what I mean. Now I think I have my required length. Now if I put it around my finger and bring the band, see how much it overlaps? Because we do that because once you embellish it with 50 notes, it's gonna shrink. So it takes a bit of practice because it depends on how tight your beadwork is. So for me, I think this is going to be fine, but depending on how tight you make your beadwork here, you might wanna see, like, once you add 50 notes, just try it on your finger, and then you can always remove the 50 notes again and then add maybe 1 or 2 units or remove. It always depends how tight you do your beadwork. But I think I've got mine, let's see. So what I'm gonna do here now, this part, I'm gonna connect to the opposite side. So I'm gonna bring it around, making sure it's not twisted, so it's nice and straight. I'm gonna bring it around here. And what I'm gonna do, see my threads going down that way? See this corner here? I'm gonna go down this bit here. And I'm gonna see this unit, I'm gonna come around that unit. So all I'm doing is I'm just see that unit there going around that unit because I have to come out of that bead there. And then this last bead here. It's a bit wonky for me because I'm trying to show it on the camera. So I came out all the way around, and then here I'm gonna go through this top bead. But first I wanna make sure it's nice and tight in place. And take my needle through. And then here I want to make sure I pull it nice and tight. See? So it looks exactly like the opposite side. And now here, this tail keeps on getting on the way. I'm gonna go around and reinforce that place again. So I'm gonna go through this bit here, through this bead here, through this bead, and through this bead here, without going through that top bead. So I'm just gonna take my needle to the other side, flip it over. So that's where I am now. I'm gonna take my 50 nose and coming out of that bead there at the corner, I'm gonna pick up 150 now, and then I'm gonna take it through the next 11 now here. Pick up 150 now, go through the next 11 now. 150 now, go through the next 11 now. 150 now, go through the next 11 now, and all the way around until you reach the other side. So I've reached the other side, and here I'm at the last 11 0 on this band. I'm gonna pick up 150 now. See this corner bead here? I'm gonna go down that bead. And then what I'm just you can see it here, I'm gonna go around this unit. And come out of this side now. Then I'm gonna take my needle to the other side. Pick up 150 now. See where it's coming out of? I'm gonna go through the next 11 now. Pick up 150 now, go through the next 11 now, and all the way until you reach the other side. So I came all the way around, and now here I'm gonna add my last 50 now. And that's it. That's how we do the band. And now if I try on my finger, it's perfect. And now before I continue embellishing the main part, I want to reinforce that band. So my thread's coming out here. I'm gonna go around again. And now here when I go through the last bead, see, I'm gonna take my needle through the other side. See where I'm coming out of, that last corner bead. I'm gonna take it through all these side beads, through 50 nose and 11 nose, without skipping any on the way. We are just reinforcing our band so it's nice and strong. I usually forget this part because I think, you know, I can always redo if it comes apart, but you want to make it last since you spend so much time on it. And again here, I'm gonna go through that corner bead, which can get a bit tricky sometimes. And then again, go around those 4 beads. And that last 4th bead here. Take my needle to the other side. See where it's coming out of, at that corner bead. I'm gonna take it through all those beads on this side now. And now here again, I'm just gonna go through that last bead here. And now it's time to embellish the main part. So what I'm gonna do here, take that tail way out of the way. Here, I'm gonna pick up 150 now, go through the next 11 now. 150 now, go through the next 11 now. Pick up 150 now, go through the next 11 now. And all the way around. Don't forget the corners here. Now here, so we come back to that corner again. I'm gonna go through this bead here. Go through this 11 now. And through this 11 now. Then pick up 50 now, go through the next. Just get on the other side of the band. Pick up 150 now, go through the next. 150 now, go through the next. 150 now to the corner. And the last one here, again I have to go through that corner bead. Again I'll have to come around here. Then I'm gonna go downwards here. And then I'm gonna go through this bead. Then I'm gonna pick up 150 now, go through the next 11 now here. Then I'm gonna make the turn without adding anything here. Pick up 150 now, go through the next 11 now. Again, I'm gonna make the turn without adding anything. Pick up 150 now. Go through the next 11 now. And then again. Don't know why I feel so wonky today. And then the last corner here without adding anything. Pick up 150 now. Go through the next 11 now. And make the last turn without adding anything. And then I'm just gonna go through all those 3 beads here. And basically we are done embellishing the bottom. Now here at the corner, there is a bead there. So I'm just gonna go through that bead to the other side. See, there at the corner, at every corner there is a bead there. It's just you can't really see it, but you can feel it with your needle. So I'm just gonna take my needle through to the other side. Oh, I already came out of 2 beads here. So when you come out of the corner, just take it through one of the 11-0s here. My needle straight away came out of it already. And then I'm gonna pick up 2 15-0s, go through the next 11-0. Make the corner without adding anything. Pick up 2 15-0s, go through the next 11-0. Make the corner without adding anything. Pick up 2 11-0s, 2 15-0s. Go through the next 11-0. And the last turn without adding anything here. Seems a bit wonky, but you can do it. Just go through this bit here. Pick up 2 15-0s. Go through this 11-0 here. And we have to make the last turn here without adding anything. Go through the 11-0s, 15-0s, and that last 11-0. Now I have to make my way to the outer edge. So I'm just gonna skip through this bit here and to this side bit. Now I'm gonna pick up 2 15-0s, go through the next 11-0. We are adding 2 15-0s here because we are next to the fire polish and that gap is quite big. In the other part, we just add 1 15-0. 1 15-0, go through the next 11-0. 1 15-0, go through that next 15-0, making the corner. 1 15-0, go through the next 11-0. 2 15-0s this time because we are next to the fire polish. 1 15-0. 1 15-0 at the corner. 1 15-0 here. 2 15-0s next to the fire polish. 1 15-0. 1 15-0 at the corner. 1 15-0 here. 2 15-0s next to the fire polish. 1 15-0. 1 15-0 at the corner. And the last 15-0 here. And we are done. Gorgeous, aren't they? Now, how am I gonna get rid of the tail here? I'm not gonna make any knots. What I'm gonna do, I have pretty decent tail left, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go around, reinforcing it. I'm gonna go through all 11-0s, all 15-0s on my way. Remember, like we did in the Edna charm, we just kept round and round reinforcing it. So that's what I'm gonna do. Just don't skip any beads on the way, otherwise it will make them pop, which you don't want. Now here, I think it's enough. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna cut the tail at the very base. Get rid of this thread. And I'm gonna go ahead and thread this needle, thread this tail. And I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna see where it's coming out of. I'm gonna go starting through 11 now. I'm gonna go around. Just taking my tail away from the knot. Remember initially we made knots. So just to take it away from that, you don't want it to come undone. And then here I can just cut the thread. And we have our gorgeous rings. Loving this color combo. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this explained better than the previous tutorial where I made the earrings. If you didn't understand, if you did, you did well. I watched it, and if you don't understand CRAW, it might be confusing. That's why I remade the whole thing again in this ring. And I think it was more or less visible this time because this color is like, you know, very contrasting and it's clearly seen in the camera. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.